Do you want to make more impact in the world? Like, do you have a mission to really serve people and to help more people? Maybe that's why you became an entrepreneur. Maybe you started a business or you became a coach, a consultant, an author, a speaker to impact many, many people. But then the problem is, how do you reach more people? See, if you're an entrepreneur, you know sometimes it's so difficult to attract your ideal clients, to build your brand and to build your business. So, how do you do that? Well, I want to share what I've been doing and has been working for me, is work for my wife, it's worked for my coaching clients, and helped us all to build our impact, income, and influence. And it may just help you do the same. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. You're listening to the Grind and Gratitude Show. Welcome to the Grind and Gratitude Show. If this is your first time tuning in or watching, I just want to say thank you so much. If you're an avid listener or avid watcher of the Grind and Gratitude Show, or you listen to the podcast, you already know I got love for you. My name is Danny Stone, also known as Coach Stone, is in the building. I help coaches, consultants, authors, speakers speak to make more impact, income, and influence. And I'm super excited to come to you today with this topic. You know, this kind of came to my mind today. Actually, I was thinking about, well, what should I talk about today? And it dawned on me. See, yesterday I was supporting my wife. My wife was speaking at an event. It was a wellness event, and my wife, Trudy, is a culinary nutritionist and a TV guest expert, an author, and a speaker. And she really helps people eat to better their health and their wellness, right? And she talks a lot about healthy food swaps. So changing out the foods that we eat that aren't that healthy for more healthier choices. So yesterday she spoke at an event and I went with her, and I was the bodyguard. I was the guy who carried all of her equipment because she did a cooking demo. I was the proud husband. I was the sidekick. I just did my husbandly roles. I was the videographer, the photographer. I did all of those things to support my wife yesterday. And as we were going to the event, she was really nervous. She's like, this is a cooking demo. She's really great at doing cooking demos. I mean, she's a TV guest expert. She's on national television all the time. But it's normal to be nervous before you speak. So she was a little bit nervous, and I was just talking to her about, like, look, be yourself, be natural, be normal, do what you do. You got this, right? And she got up there and she rocked it. So many people came up to her afterwards, said, you were amazing. I learned so much. I'm going to start swapping out my, some of the foods that I eat and sugar, and reduce all these things for healthier choices. A bunch of people bought her books and signed up for her program. She has a program called Swap It, Don't Stop It, where she's going to teach you how to change your foods and eat healthier in her 3-day challenge. So all of that was going on yesterday, and we were talking about it coming back from her event, and she was really excited. She did an amazing job. And she said, look how far I've come. I used to be an administrative assistant where I was working hours and hours, and I used to get burnt out and tired and just wish I could do something else. And she tried a whole bunch of things that didn't stick. And then now she's a culinary nutritionist, helping people take control of their health with food. She's on TV. She gets paid to speak. She has a book out. She has courses, programs that are helping people all over the world change their lives. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I believe that you have a champion inside of you. I believe that you have a greater mission and purpose in your life. And maybe right now you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're a coach, a consultant, an author, a speaker, or you're thinking about starting your own business and you're like, Coach Stone, I just don't think I have it in me. Right? I have this mission, but I don't know how I can connect with people. I don't know how to reach people. I'm terrified of public speaking. I'm an introvert. all of these things that may be going through your mind right now. And I can tell you that my wife is an introvert. My wife used to work in the corporate world and she didn't like her job and she broke out of that. And now she speaks on stages to thousands of people. I used to be in the corporate world. I used to sit at my desk and look out the window and just say, there's got to be more to life than this. I really want to help people, but I wasn't the best speaker. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And it took me a long time to figure it out and eventually quit my job. And now I get to speak on stages all over the world. I'm a TV guest expert, an author, obviously the host of the Grind and Gratitude Show. And so there's so many people that I've coached and worked with over the years to really help them fine tune their messaging, to get clear about who their audience is, to be able to get into the hearts of people so that they want to buy their courses, programs, products. And you can do the same. And so what I was thinking about today is really, there's 5 things that I did and that I teach other people how to do to really help them to make more impact, income, and influence. So I just kind of want to just quickly run through them and maybe they'll help you to do the same. The first thing that I did and my wife did and my coaching clients, we all have to do is to identify who we want to help and what problem we want to help them solve. See, there's so many things that we can do. A lot of us have so many ideas, we have so many skills and so many talents, but for many of us, we have to just focus. Focus on who you want to help and what problem you want to help them solve. And you might be saying, well, coach, I don't know. Like there's so many things I want to do. There's so many people I want to help. And that's amazing. But you have to choose one group of people that you want to help to start. And for many people, many of us choose, we want to help the people who were like we used to be, right? I coach entrepreneurs and help entrepreneurs speak to make more money, more impact, more influence, because I'm helping who I used to be. I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker. And I remember years ago struggling in my business, like struggling as a speaker, struggling as an author. I couldn't sell as many books as I wanted to sell. And I just felt like quitting. I'm like, it's just too hard to build my brand. It's too hard to build my business. Why don't I just go back to getting a paycheck every 2 weeks? Because this is tough. It's hard. I was struggling to pay my bills and I just couldn't attract my clients. Like people they loved the book or they liked when they heard me speak, but I just couldn't get them to buy things. Part of the reason was I was talking to the wrong people. I was saying the wrong things and I wasn't saying the right things to really get them to buy. And so I know what that pain is like. So when I decided on who I want to help, I said, I want to help that person I was 5 or 6 years ago. I want to help that struggling entrepreneur. I want to help that person who has amazing courses and programs and services, but they just can't land the ideal clients. That's who I want to help. So who do you want to help? And what's the problem that you want to help people to solve? That's the first thing that you have to think about. And look, once you focus in and you get really good at helping that one group of people, then you can expand and you can help other people. But initially, you really got to lock in on that one group of people. Is it single moms or single dads? Is it children? Is it teenagers? Do you want to help business owners? Do you want to help people who are in their mid-careers and looking to change careers? Do you want to help people who are having relationship problems? Who do you want to help? And what is the problem that you want to help them to solve? That's the first step for all of us. So get really clear about that. The second thing that you want to do is to define the skills and the talent and the knowledge that you have or you can develop to help that group of people, right? And so if you've been through that journey before, if you know what it's like to be that person that you're now trying to help, then what were the steps that you did to make it through? How did you overcome those challenges? What did you do? How did you do it? What mindset did you have? What actions did you take? See, you have this information, so you can Put that together in a framework or a process, and you can go back and teach that framework to other people to help them overcome that challenge, to help them solve that big problem, or to help them with a need or a want. So you really have to define the skills, the talents, the process, the framework that you're going to use to help that group of people with that problem or that challenge. The third thing that I had to do, my wife, my coaching clients, the third thing we all have to do is this. We have to know that stories are important and know that we have a story that we can share that will help inspire other people to take action. See, a big part of building your brand and your business is learning to tell strategic stories. People buy based on emotion. They buy based on a feeling. And what do stories do? Stories help people to feel. Stories are all around us. The books we read, the TV shows we watch, the movies we watch, the conversations we have with friends and family. Everything is about a story. And so when you learn to tell the right stories, you're going to connect with people, your audiences, your potential customers and clients, and they're going to want to become a part of your mission or buy your courses, your products, your services. So learning how to tell strategic stories, the right stories, and know that you can make an impact with your stories. It's so important. The fourth thing that I had to do to really help me to build my brand and my business is be willing to be vulnerable. I had to speak some truths that I had locked away in my heart and my soul because I just wasn't ready to speak that truth. I had to talk about my mistakes and my failures and growing up in poverty and difficult situations. I had to talk about those things. And it was difficult. I had to talk about being a university dropout and having self-doubt and beating myself up because I didn't graduate, and then landing what I thought was a dream job in the corporate world and then feeling like this isn't for me. Right? And feeling like something was wrong with me because I didn't want that job or I was making six figures. I wanted to do something else. And so I was beating myself up about so many mistakes that I had made in my life. And I just didn't want people to know. So I'd stand up and, talk about how I was coaching and trying to help people and trying to attract my ideal customers, but I wasn't willing to be vulnerable. And like I said, people need that heart connection. And it wasn't until I started being open and honest about my challenges, that's when I started attracting the right people. So for you, are you being vulnerable? Are you telling those difficult stories? Are you sharing the challenges that you have overcome? You got to be open. If you want to build a brand and a business, everything is not perfect. What you see on social media isn't real. Everybody's not driving a Lamborghini and living in, 5 houses around the world and flying first class. There's a lot of people who are struggling. And they want you to know that they want to know that you get them. You understand. And the only way you can do that is by being vulnerable. And the minute I started being vulnerable, that's when people started paying me to come and speak and getting flown to different places to speak. That's when I started getting, on bigger platforms, mainstream media, attracting my ideal customers and clients, and my business started to grow, my impact and my influence started to grow because I was being vulnerable. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not at the level that I want to be when it comes to what my business is doing and my brand being known all over the world and, what I want to make as a speaker. I'm not there yet. I'm still on that journey. And sometimes I beat myself up for not being further ahead in life. I'm like, Coach Stone, you've been speaking this long and you're still not making, $50,000 as a speaking gig. But I have to give myself some grace and understand that I'm on my journey. I'm going to reach my goals. I'm building my dreams right now. I'm impacting people's lives. I'm making more income than I've made before. I have more influence than I've had. So I understand that I have to continue to be vulnerable. I have to continue to tell my story. And when I do, people will connect with that and say, hey, I want to get you on this platform. I want to pay you to come and speak. I want to pay you to be my coach. I want you to show up on this TV show and speak and share your story or share some tips. And that's what's been happening. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable with the people that you're trying to help. And the fifth and final thing is, if you want to make more impact, income, and influence, you want to build your brand, you want to build your business, you have to develop your public speaking skills. A lot of people talk about sales funnels, and it's okay. You can just hide behind a funnel. You don't have to talk, or you can run a Facebook ad and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying none of that works. But if you really want to build a community, if you want to transform lives, there's going to be a point where you have to speak. You have to speak. And when you look at highly successful people, they've developed their public speaking skills. You don't have to be a perfect speaker. You don't have to be a paid speaker. You just have to build your speaking skills so that you're saying the right things. You have the right messages. You're speaking with clarity, confidence, and conviction so that you can reach your ideal audience and get them to take action, which is buy from you. And so you have to continue to develop those public speaking skills. Watch videos, buy books, practice, do videos and put little videos out there on YouTube or social media consistently and keep getting better and better and better. And what I suggest is maybe you need a coach. Maybe you need somebody who can help you become a more impactful speaker. And definitely you can join my Speak Up to Scale Up challenge. It's a 3-day challenge where I help coaches, consultants, authors, speakers speak to make more impact, income, and influence. But you need some help. You need to develop those skills, because I noticed a direct correlation between the increase in my communication skills and public speaking skills and how much money I made. As I became a better speaker, I started to make more money. And I've seen this with so many people. I've seen it with coaching clients. I've seen it with friends of mine. So that is what I'm saying to you. You have information. You have stories. You might have products or services that can help a lot of people. But nobody knows about you because you don't know how to communicate about what you do. You don't know how to get people to understand that you know what it's like to be where they are right now. You don't know how to sell them on your framework or your 5-step process that can help them change their lives. So that's what I want to help you to do if you're up for it. But these are the 5 steps that I've incorporated into my life and in my business, and they've changed my life. They've changed so many of my coaching clients' lives, like, Love Moore, who was a shy, quiet culinary professional, to now she's speaking and sharing her message of love with the world. Jamie Morgan Brown, who was already an amazing speaker, we worked together, and now, he's speaking in Africa. He's going to France. He's getting paid tens of thousands of dollars as a speaker now. I can name so many people that I've worked with that have broken out of their shell and used speaking to attract their ideal audience to build their brand and build their business. So if that's you, please, I welcome you to join the 3-day Speak Up to Scale Up challenge. All you got to do is go to iamdannystone.com/speak up, or click the link below and join the challenge, because I really believe in you. I believe that you have information, knowledge, skills, stories that people need. And once you learn how to tell those stories, once you learn how to get your messaging down, once you learn how to get into the hearts of people, you'll attract your ideal customers and you'll change their lives. So that is it. I hope these 5 tips are really helpful for you. Again, thank you so much for being my co-host. If you love this episode, please share it with somebody. If you're watching here on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast platform, please subscribe and leave a review. That will help me out so much. That's it for this episode of the Grind and Gratitude Show. I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks so much. Take care.